Live from historic Kiger Stadium, this is Klamath Falls Gems Baseball. Presented by Avista, Harbor Isle Tennis and Fitness Club, Henry's Roofing and Supply, Herald and News, Holiday Jewelry, Klamath Eye Center, the Oregon State Lottery, Quail Park of Klamath Falls, Rogue Credit Union, Rust, Spires and Pulley LLP, Taco Bell, Super 8, and United Finance. Now for the play-by-play, here's Nick Winstead.
Been a while. We've had some technical difficulties both on the road and at home, so thanks so much for sticking with us. We're back to Gems Baseball. It's game 2 of the 3-game set against the Atwater Aviators up here in Klamath Falls, Oregon. For the Gems, they're looking to snap out of a 4-game slide. They were swept down in the Silver State by the Bighorns. Dropped the first game large margin, double digits, but then on the second day of the doubleheader, back-to-back 5-4 losses. Really good showing by the Gems, but coming up a little bit short each time. Last night against the Aviators, they found themselves in the crosshairs of Drew Stahl. He threw a 7-0 complete game shutout for the Aviators, who snapped a losing streak of their own. The Gems trying to get their first win at home and their second win in conference play and snap that losing streak. We'll have starting lineups and first action right after the national anthem. You're listening to Klamath Falls Radio.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center, from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Rust, Spires and Pulley LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much. Taco Bell is proud to support the Klamath Falls Gems. Don't forget to take advantage of the free taco coupon on the back of your Klamath Falls Gems ticket stub. Everyone who comes out to a Klamath Falls Gems game this year can receive a free taco at one of Taco Bell's 2 locations in Klamath Falls. Once again, we'd like to thank Taco Bell for all their support of the Klamath Falls Gems. Klamath Falls Baseball is brought to you with help from Rogue Credit Union. Rogue Credit Union is committed to actively engaging in the communities we serve. Rogue Credit Union, banking and finance since 1956. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. And Quail Park of Klamath Falls, a senior lifestyle community in Klamath Falls. Their experienced and caring team of healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones like they would treat their own families. Thank you for supporting the Klamath Falls Gems.
Fans, if you own a business and would like your brand to be seen at Kiger Field, give the Gems a call at 541-883-4367 and tell them you would like to discuss the most unique and cost-effective marketing opportunity in the area. Call the Gems at 541-883-GEMS. Hey fans, how would you like to book a company or a family group outing at Kiger Stadium? It is a fun way to get everyone together, socialize, and have a great time. Contact the Gems at 541-883-4367 to book your group or to get more information. Get your group booked now by calling 541-883-GEMS.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center, from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you.
Caught the tail end of Shelly Catt providing the pipes for the national anthem here. for the Gems defensively will go from right field to left. It's Nick Hermes in right field. Justin Cooney Silk in center field. Jake Parrott getting the start in left. At first base, it's Nelson Santiago. At second base, it's Wes Carswell. At shortstop, it's Keone McKee. And at third base, it's Colin Sinkovich. The starting battery for your Klamath Falls Gems tonight is No Jarbo out on the mound. Catching tonight is James Mengsing. For the Aviators, their batting order goes like this. Number 15, Liam Riello, the second baseman, leads things off, followed up by number 1, Colt Pashar. In the shortstop position, number 12, Zach Well, the third baseman. Behind him, in the 4-hole, it's number 11, Alex Waits, the left fielder. Number 17, Pete Biazzini will be playing first base. Number 18, Jacob DePilo, the designated hitter. Number 22, Chris Ackerman, catching tonight for the Aviators. Tanner Browning, the right fielder, in the 8-hole, and rounding out the starting lineup for the Aviators is Colin Kublitz, the center fielder. On the mound for the Aviators, number 30, Jefferson Gray. Jarbo getting heated up out on the mound. The Aviators in their white pants, gray tops. The hometown Gems in their white pants, black tops, black caps. Gems across the front with lettering down on the left-hand side. Beautiful day up here in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Blue skies and barely any wind, just a little breeze out towards center field. Nothing like yesterday. The wind was howling through the Sunshine City for the home opener. Very brisk evening. It eased up as the night went on, but a blustery start to things as the throw goes down to second base from James Mensing. Our home plate umpire getting ready in the squat behind Mensing. It's Rick Abel. Out in the field, it's Dave Miller. And with that, it'll be number 15, Liam Riella, the second baseman, moving up into the left-handed batter's box. He'll dig in. Jarbo, glove up in front of his face, nods in agreement with Mensing. And the first pitch, showing bunt, fastball low and inside. Ball 1, a 6:40 first pitch. High green socks for Riella as he loads up behind his left shoulder. The pitch from Jarbo, called strike 1 on the outside half. Riella will take a step out. Jarbo got the start against the Sacramento Heat in the Gems' only win on the year. He went 5 innings strong to pick up that win. Fouled back into the net for strike 2. Here at Kiger Stadium, it's Clem Bradbury Field that these two squads are playing off for the second time. As I mentioned, the Aviators with a 7-0 shutout victory last night. Jarbo with the pitch. Fastball high and away. Ball 2. A 2-2 count. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Jarbo nodding in agreement. He begins his motion. The pitch swung on and fouled. A little bit late this time from Riella as Jarbo collects a new baseball from Mensing. Jarbo is actually in the sun, but the vast majority of the front part of the infield in the shade, so it goes from sun to shade. Not easy for a hitter. The 2-2 pitch will be bounced in front of the plate, nicely gloved by Mensing. It runs it to a full count. Jarbo comes out, retrieves the ball out in front of the rubber, takes a quick trip around. Ball in his right hand, rubbing up the fresh baseball. Now brings it into his glove, shakes off a sign from Mensing. He works from the first base side of the rubber. The pitch. Ground over to first baseman Santiago, picks it up off of one hop, tags the base, out number 1. That'll bring up number 1, Colt Pershall, the shortstop. As he steps up to the plate, elects to go without batting gloves. Just rubs some dirt up between his hands as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. His right foot right on the end of the chalk in the back end of the box. Jarbo's first pitch bounced in the left-handed batter's box, ball 1. Slight breeze, as I mentioned, pushing out towards center field, right in front of the score box out there in right center field. The pitch will be shot foul down the first baseline. A little bit late is Parshall. Strike 1. At 1-1 count, 1 out, 0-0 between the Aviators and the Gems. Jarbo, glove up in front of his face, nods in agreement with Mensing, takes a deep breath, steps over towards first base, and fires. And this one is pushed up into the air right towards the right fielder, Nick Hermes, for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Noah Jarbo. He'll go for a 1-2-3 first inning against number 12, Zach Well, the third baseman, as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. Last night out on the mound for the Gems, it was Cam Walker who, as we see first pitch up high, ball 1. As I was mentioning, Walker pitched well. He was pounding the zone, but the Aviators were able to square him up, and they got a few lucky hits, some bloopers. They were able to take advantage. The 1-0 from Jarbo will be shot right into the glove of Colin Sinkovich. What a play at the hot corner as he drops it off as he's running in towards the dugout for the Gems. A 1-2-3 first inning put up by Noah Jarbo, highlighted by the line drive snagged out of the air by third baseman Sinkovich. For the Gems, it'll be Carswell, McKee, and Legan due up in a scoreless ball game as we go to the middle of the first.
Attention parents and kids, the Gems coaches and players will be conducting a baseball camp June 22nd through June 24th, as well as July 20th through July 22nd for players age 5 through 16. You will get an outstanding instruction in pitching, hitting, infield, outfield, base running, and much more. The cost is just $45 per camper and will be held at the home of the Gems, Kiger Stadium. For more information, log on to KlamathFallsGems.com and go to camp registration. Learn from the very best players, your Klamath Falls Gems.
And Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ Spires and Pooley LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much.
It's number 30, Jefferson Gray, getting loose out on the mound for the Aviators. For Gray, big right-hander, making his second start on the year. His last game went 6 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts in the victory for the Aviators. He did give up 2 doubles and a triple, an ERA of 3 on the year in that one start. He'll look to repeat the performance of Drew Stahl, who shut out the Gems last night. But Wes Carswell stepping up to the plate, in the leadoff spot for the Gems. And first pitch shows bunt, pulls back. And he'll run to the backstop. Ball 1 for Carswell, the second baseman from Hartnell College. This one is sent back into the fence on a foul tip. 1-1 the count. Keone McKee runs over and grabs that one from the backstop from his position on the on-deck circle and flips it over to the Gems bat boy. Big kick and fire, bouncing it in front of the plate. Ball 2. A 2-1 count as indicated by our home plate umpire, Rick Abel. He was in the field last night. Jefferson begins his motion, rocking to the first base side, kicks and fires, big grounder over to the third baseman, picks it up off of 2 hops and sends it on the line to Pete Bazzini for out number 1. As Keone McKee strolls up to the right-handed batter's box, we'll go over the defense for the Aviators. In right field, Tanner Browning. In center field, Colin Kublitz. And in left field, Luke Miller. Pete Pizzini is the first baseman. Liam Rella at second. Colt Pershaw at shortstop. And Zach Well at third base. Jefferson first pitch swinging up and out of play on the first base side. Strike one for McKee. As the ball boy runs out some fresh baseballs to the umpire. A new ball boy is selected every game, so if you are in the Klamath Falls area and you'd like your son or daughter to be the bat person, as it were, just get here early and there's a drawing to see who gets to sit in the dugout. They give them a Gems top, a batting helmet, and right there with the guys. It's a 1-1 count after a ball, as McKee sends this one right over towards the Aviators dugout. Strike two. A 1-2 count, 1 out in the bottom of the first. A scoreless ball game thus far between the Aviators and the Gems. Shaking off 2 pitches in a row is Gray. He'll kick and fire the 1-2. And that will hit Keone McKee. And he is the first runner aboard this evening. A nice day up in Klamath Falls. We've seen a little bit of everything here in the south part of Oregon. When we initially arrived, it was blazing hot. We come back and it's cold, but now a nice day. So we've gone from all the extremes to right in the middle here. It's Nolan Legan at the plate, the designated hitter for the Gems. Runner goes, and the pitch is low and in the dirt. McKee is in standing up. A great pitch to go on. And McKee is in scoring position for Legan. Legan has looked great at the plate as of late. Really a team that has got a ton of power. He separated himself early on in the season. Ackerman, the catcher, sets up on the outside half. The pitch. Fastball. Strike one called at the belt. A delayed motion from Rick Abel, the home plate umpire. He initially gives the call right out, strike. But when he points over, he's very deliberate about it. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike two for Legan. He'll take a step out, readjust his white batting gloves, look down on the third baseline to assistant coach Aaron Johnson. Coach Alvarado coaching first base. And being sent back to second base on the look back from Gray is McKee. Gray works from the first base side of the rubber, closes his body off slightly. This one is ground over to the right side. It'll be a long run. It'll flip off the glove of Reala. Being sent from second base and scoring is Keone McKee. Tough play out at second base for Reala. We saw him make a great one last night, robbing a hit from Justin Cooney-Silke. He's not able to repeat the performance. He was playing close to the bag as both second baseman Reala and shortstop Parshall were trying to keep McKee at second base. They end up putting themselves out of position. Legan puts a big chopper through the right side. He's safe at first, and McKee scores. It's a 1-0 lead for the Gems. Their first run scored at home as the big left fielder from Texas, Jacob Parrott, steps into the right-handed batter's box. He's an Oregon commit, but he drove out here from Texas to play for the Gems. He wanted to get a taste of the Pacific Northwest. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball up high. 2-0 the count now on Parrott, playing left field, and that'll send out Chris Agerman to the mound to have a talk with starting pitcher Jefferson Gray. Got a 5-3 ground out from Wes Carswell before hitting McKee in a 1-2 count. And it was in a 1-2 count that Nolan Legan put the ball into play and ended up plating a run. It's double play depth up the middle. A 2-0 count for Parrott. And this one is driven down the right field line, tailing foul right into the bullpen area for the Gems, but a good swing put on it by Parrott. Strike one. Sent the Gems pitchers scattering from the bullpen bench. Adrian Santiago throws that one back into play. The 2-1 pitch to Parrott, swung on and missed. Strike two, chased away. A little bit of movement on that one, but it was out of the zone nonetheless. as a strong breeze blows through the press box here atop Kiger Stadium. The 2-2 pitch. Low. A full count now as Parrott works over up the third baseline. Just a second to collect himself before digging back in. Nolan Legan at first base. The Gems on top, 1-0. The payoff pitch. Swung on, missed, and into the glove of Chris Ackerman. Strikeout number 1. A big second out for Jefferson Gray, his first strikeout of the evening. That'll bring up the lefty center fielder Justin Cooney Silk. Cooney Silk swung the bat well yesterday, but only had 2 hits to show for it. One of them was a double, the only extra base hit for the longest time for the Gems, as they were shut out by Drew Stahl. As this one is softly lined right to Drew Stahl as it happens. And it will be a balk. Drew Stahl says, "Oh, but I caught it," with a smile on his face, but a balk nonetheless. So Cooney Silk has a board at first base. Legan moves to second base for Nelson Santiago, another lefty in the lineup. The first baseman. As the home plate umpire calls for more baseballs. Santiago down in the count, 0-1, 2 outs, 2 runners on, a 1-0 lead for the Gems. Kicking and firing as Gray bounced into the plate, nice lead blocked by Ackerman. Nolan Legan takes a healthy secondary lead, but not exactly the biggest stealing threat for the Gems. Santiago with his open stance in the left-handed batter's box. Kick and fire. Fastball high and away. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Gems have already plated 1 run. Keone McKee was hit by a pitch, stole second base, and was driven in by Nolan Legan. As Gray steps off the rubber, he's right back on after rubbing his face. His head still in the sun, his belt and below in the shade. High into the air on the infield. Riella will called off by Pete Bazzini, and popping out for out number 3 is Nelson Santiago. The Gems strand a pair, but 1 run does come across as we go to the second. It's a 1-0 lead for the Gems over the Aviators. You're listening to Gems Radio.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center, from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires and Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much. Taco Bell is proud to support the Klamath Falls Gems. Don't forget to take advantage of the free taco coupon on the back of your Klamath Falls Gems ticket stub. Everyone who comes out to a Klamath Falls Gems game this year can receive a free taco at one of Taco Bell's 2 locations in Klamath Falls. Once again, we'd like to thank Taco Bell for all their support of the Klamath Falls Gems.
Hey fans, how would you like to book a company or a family group outing at Kiger Stadium? It is a fun way to get everyone together, socialize, and have a great time. Contact the Gems at 541-883-4367 to book your group or to get more information. Get your group booked now by calling 541-883-GEMS.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned.
Jarbo's first pitch of the top of the second is called strike on the inside half against number 11, Alex Waits, the left fielder. He was added in late Jarbo begins his motion, fires, called strike 2. Up in the count 0-2 after going 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Jarbo, glove up in front of his face, gets the signs from Mengsing. The 0-2 pitch, up in the air on the first base side. Santiago running after it, but it'll work its way well out of play. Takes a big bounce off of the bleachers on the first base line, and a young fan has a souvenir. Jarbo gets a fresh baseball as the Shadows continue to push their way from the first base side across the infield towards third base. Just Jarbo's head in the sun, shakes off a sign from Mensing. And the 0-2 pitch, fastball high and away, trying to get Waits to chase. It's a 1-2 count. Waits working from the deep in the right-handed batter's box. His front foot is at the top of the plate, and this one is fastball inside. He still swings around. He ends a piece of it, sends it over towards his dugout. Number 17, Pete Bazzini, is in the on-deck circle. The designated hitter, Jacob DePillo, is in the on-deck circle. Excuse me, in the hole. A 1-2 pitch on its way. Bounce in the left-handed batter's box, lips off the glove of James Mensing. A 2-2 count now to lead off the top of the second. The Gems on top of the Aviators, 1-0. It's a 2-2 count as Waits steps back in. Fastball inside, 3-2 the count. Jarbo. The payoff pitch. Protect swing from Waits, sends it up and out of play on the first base side, and to lean his body well over the plate to get the barrel of the bat close to that one. It remains a full count to lead off the top of the second. No, Jarbo brings the ball into his glove again, shakes off a sign from Mengsing, finds the one he likes, the payoff pitch. Bouncing to the plate. Ball 4, and the first base runner is aboard for the Aviators via the walk. In his last start, Jarbo had 4 strikeouts and 4 walks in that win over the Heat. That was a wild game down in Sacramento. Came down to the top of the 9th for the Gems. A 2-run home run for Isaiah Engman. Gave a little bit of breathing room. Throw over to first base, sends Waits diving back in. Santiago applies the tag, but not in time. The left-handed first baseman, Santiago, able to apply that tag with one sweeping motion. He cover in the bag as Waits takes his lead out at first base. Jarbo looks over now. Well, snap throw over and diving in safely as Waits getting a good read. And that was a nice move from Jarbo, but Waits quick enough out on the base path to dive back in safely. It's double play depth up the middle. Zikovic a couple steps off the grass at third base. Santiago covering the pitch up in the air into center field. Cooney Silk will call off Hermes and watch it into his glove for out number 1. Pete Biazzini retired, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Jacob DePillo. Taking a couple last-second swings before taking a deep breath in. Stepping into the right-handed batter's box, the tall teal socks, not black Nike cleats. Another throw over, and again safe is Alex Waits, but Jarbo and the Gems being very efficient with those throws over, making sure they've got good opportunities, but also making sure that Waits stays close to the bag, a guy with speed. Ground ball up the middle, and being unable to play it on the backhand is Carswell, but backing that up is Cooney Silk, making sure that Waits doesn't go from first to third. It was a tough play for Carswell. Big chopper right back up the middle over the mound of as James Mensing will go out to the mound. First hit of the day puts 2 runners on, 1 out for the catcher, number 22, Chris Ackerman. White batting gloves, black bat. He too will step into the right-hand batter's box. Double taps home plate with the end of his bat. And Jarbo gets the go-ahead to play from Rick Abel, the home plate umpire. 2 runners on, 1 out, a 1-0 lead for the Gems. The first pitch of the at-bat, fastball. Tags the outside edge. Strike 1. Jarbo. Fastball low. Nice block by Mensing. Was able to keep that from running to the backstop. Fair amount of room between home plate and the backstop here at Kiger Stadium. The Gems have seen both extremes at the College of Alameda. There's a ton of room between the home plate and the backstop, and whereas in Sacramento, no room between home plate and beautiful flip from McKee to Carswell, and out of the inning on the double play. McKee stuck with that one, a hard liner up the middle, glove flip to Carswell. Carswell turns and fires to Santiago, a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play hit into by Chris Ackerman. Man, the Aviators leave a pair aboard. It's a 1-0 lead for the Gems as we go to the bottom half of the second. It'll be Hermes, Mensing, and Sinkovich due up for the Gems.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires and Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much. Taco Bell is proud to support the Klamath Falls Gems. Don't forget to take advantage of the free taco coupon on the back of your Klamath Falls Gems ticket stub. Everyone who comes out to a Klamath Falls Gems game this year can receive a free taco at one of Taco Bell's 2 locations in Klamath Falls. Once again, we'd like to thank Taco Bell for all their support of the Klamath Falls Gems.
Attention parents and kids, the Gems coaches and players will be conducting a baseball camp June 22nd through June 24th, as well as July 20th through July 22nd for players age 5 through 16. You will get an outstanding instruction in pitching, hitting, infield, outfield, base running, and much more. The cost is just $45 per camper and will be held at the home of the Gems, Kiger Stadium. For more information, log on to KlamathFallsGems.com and go to camp registration. Learn from the very best players, your Klamath Falls Gems.
Nick Hermes watches first pitch fastball miss low and on the outside half. Ball 1. Back here at Kiger Stadium, the Gems on top of the Aviators. 1-0. I'm Nick Winstead here atop Kiger Stadium in the press box. The 1-0 pitch will be ground through the right side, and it'll be a foot race to the bag, and beating out the play is Nick Hermes. Tumbling over top of him is Jefferson Gray. He couldn't win the foot race to the bag. The last lunge from Hermes giving him an infield hit as Pete Biazzini had rushed over to try and field it. His dive came up empty. Liam Riella backing him up. Jefferson Gray trying to get to the bag before Hermes, unable to do so. And he ends up tumbling over top of Hermes. The collision at first base, but Hermes is safe, and they're both upright as Gray back out on the mound. It'll be James Mensing, the catcher. He shows bunt, pulls back, fastball, strike 1. Hermes with his lead at first base. Biazzini covering the bag. The pitch. Again showing bunt And going around, called strike 2. Now down 0-2 in the count is Mensing. Not a huge lead from Nick Hermes at first base. And that'll go all the way to the backstop. A wild pitch, the throw down in futility as Ackerman got a lucky bounce back from the backstop right to him after he dove to his right and came up empty. Hermes over easily on the wild pitch. It's a 1-2 count now after that one was in the right-handed batter's box. Mensing up in the air. Kublitz will watch it off of his glove. The jump not in time. Hermes will be sent from second base by Johnson. Mensing strolls into second base with the RBI double. See how they score that one. But that was well hit by Mensing. Misplayed in center field for sure by Kublitz, but he gave a good effort. We'll see how the score book goes down, but regardless, it's a 2-0 lead for the Gems. Great swing of the bat from Mensing, down 1-2 in the count. Attacks a mistake up, and it's Colin Sinkovich at the plate. First pitch swinging off speed, he goes around, strike 1. And just got word from our official scorer, it will go down as an error. Big grounder high off the top of the mound and off the glove of Colt Parshall. Being held up at third base is James Mensing. Is rushing in is Colin Kublitz. Took a huge hop off of the mound. Colt Parshall trying to glove it, ends up tipping off the top of his glove. So back-to-back plays where Atwater's been so close to making a play and unable to do so. It's runners on the corners. Nobody out, 1 run across for the leadoff hitter, Wes Carswell. Carswell grounded out to start off the game offensively for the Gems. He grounded out to third baseman Zach Well. Jefferson Gray finding himself in a spot of trouble here in the top of the second. First pitch swinging, Carswell takes a huge rip, tips it foul into the glove, strike 1. Bounced in. Running is Sinkovich, and eating the ball is Ackerman, as Mensing is at third base. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Carswell. Took a huge hop in front of the plate, blocked nicely by Ackerman, but Sinkovich was already on the move. Stolen base for Colin Sinkovich. 2 runners in scoring position, no outs, a 2-0 lead for Klamath Falls. The pitch, driven high into the air, into center field. Kublitz running back, Kublitz back, and this one is gone. A 3-run home run from Wes Carswell to dead center field, the deepest part of the park, and in the 3rd home run of the year for Wes Carswell. He leads the team now. He was tied with Kyle Barrett, 2 apiece, and Carswell alone atop with a 3-run shot to put the Gems well ahead of the Aviators. And this is exactly what Klamath Falls was expecting out of their lineup. A lot of big bats producing as Jefferson Gray continues to endure the 2nd inning thus far. Still no outs, but the bases are wiped clean. Mensing scores, Sinkovich scores, and Carswell scores as McKee puts this one up into the air into right field. Drifting back and collecting it at the warning track is Tanner Browning, out number 1. That'll bring up Nolan Legan, who had to hit his first time up through the right side. A great attempt by the second baseman for Atwater, Liam Riella, but just unable to get it into his glove. He was ranging so far. First pitch bounced well in front of the plate. Quickly returned to him by Ackerman. Ball 1. Nolan Legan at the plate, the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. Thought about going around, but held up his swing almost immediately. His black Marucci bat. Gray Shuffles and fires. This one well inside. 3-0 the pitch. As Noah Jarbo is trying to stay loose and warm. He's jogging up and down the first baseline. Called strike one on Legan. Moves it to a 3-1 count. He takes a quick step out. Now we'll dig back in. Legan the DH tonight. The 3-1 pitch. Called strike two. And Jefferson Gray has worked it from 3-0 to 3-2. Trying to get back-to-back outs after giving up the 3-run home run to Wes Carswell. Checking his swing. And they'll be called out on the swing. Nolan Legan not too happy with that scoring decision, but it will be a strikeout and a 2-3 put out as it was dropped by the catcher. That'll bring up Jake Parrott. Jacob struck out swinging his first time up in a full count. A 5-0 lead as this one is rolled over to the third baseman. Well, long throw, but well in time. So after the giving up the 3-run bomb, Gray goes 1-2-3, but it is a 5-0 lead for Klamath Falls as we go to the third. Due up for the Aviators, it'll be Browning, Kublitz, and Rihella.
Klamath Falls Baseball is brought to you with help from Rogue Credit Union. Rogue Credit Union is committed to actively engaging in the communities we serve. Rogue Credit Union, banking and finance since 1956. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. And Quail Park of Klamath Falls, a senior lifestyle community in Klamath Falls, their experienced and caring team of healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones like they would treat their own families. Thank you for supporting the Klamath Falls Gems.
Fans, if you own a business and would like your brand to be seen at Kiger Field, give the Gems a call at 541-883-4367 and tell them you would like to discuss the most unique and cost-effective marketing opportunity in the area. Call the Gems at 541-883-GEMS.
Noah Jarbo had a long rest in between his couple innings work. Now back up at the top of the third after the Gems able to plate 4 runs in the bottom of the second. First, Nick Hermes coming in on the error that James Mengsing drove into deep center field, and then the 3-run shot from Wes Carswell. 5-0 Gems lead, and that means the Aviators have some work to do. It is the 8-hole hitter Tanner Browning coming to the plate, the right fielder who recorded the first out of the second. Jarbo, first pitch up into the air into right field. Hermes drifting back, squares it up, and watches into his glove for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Noah Jarbo. Jarbo was actually up here in the press box last night doing the public address announcing. Did a great job. Now he's down on the field doing his thing. Shakes off a sign. The pitch, fastball, strike 1 on the outside half against the center fielder Kublitz. Kublitz got a light jump on that drive from Mensing out to center field and had it hit off of his glove, ruled an error, and this one high and inside as he ducks out of the way. 1-1 the count. Mensing fires it back to Jarbo, retrieves it on the first base side of the mound. Got a pair of bat boys now for the Gems. Ground to the third base side, foul. Big chopper, strike 2. As Coach Johnson is having a nice conversation with the pair of bat boys, instructing them that the home plate umpire is probably going to need some baseballs soon after a couple of them gone out of play. Jarbo gets the baseball that's just grounded foul by the manager of the Aviators. Sports number 44, Coach Pedretti. He's coaching third base. It's a 1-2 count, 1 out, and the pitch. Driven to the left side and through past the dive of Colin Sinkovich. Rounding first and putting the brakes on is Kublitz. That'll go back to the top of the order with number 15, Liam Riella. Riella grounded out to Nelson Santiago on a full count pitch. As the home plate umpire, Rick Abel, will wipe clean home plate for placing his mask back on, working onto the left side of Mensing as the left-handed batter Riella steps in. A throw over to first base has Kublitz diving in safely. Jarbo working from the stretch. The pitch bunted down the third baseline. Jarbo will pick it up, and running through the bag at first base is Riella. Miscommunication between Sinkovich and Jarbo as Sinkovich had come charging in Jarbo over towards the third baseline. They ended up getting in each other's way, but with the speed of Riella and a well-placed bunt, not sure if there was really a play to be made either way. It goes down as a hit for Riella. 2 runners on, 1 out. That'll bring up the 2-hole hitter and shortstop, Colt Parshall, who flew out to Hermes in right field. Mensing sets up on the outside half. The pitch from Jarbo, bunted right back to the mound. Jarbo misplays it, and he tried to move too quickly. E1. As we are informed of that by the Aviators dugout located on the third base side. Keone McKee will come over and talk with Jarbo. Quick word of encouragement. The bases are loaded. 1 out for Zach Well, who lined out a shot to Colin Sinkovich on the third base side. It's double play depth up the middle, corners in defensively for the Gems. Jarbo working from the first base side. Pitch up and inside. Ball 1 on Well. Jarbo takes a quick step off, looking in. Now brings the ball into his glove, looks back. Now will turn and fire the first pitch. And strike 1. Certainly a strikeout situation here for Jarbo, but if he can get a double play, can end the inning just like that. McKee and Carswell's ready to try and turn another one. The 0-1 pitch high into the air. That'll be an infield fly as McKee camps out underneath it and watches into his glove for out number 2. A non-productive out for the 3-hole hitter. Zach Well will bring up the cleanup hitter, Alex Waits, the left fielder who walked full count his first time up to lead off the top of the second. Bases are loaded. Colin Kublitz at third base. Liam Riella at second base. Colt Parshall at first. Alex Waits at the plate. 2 outs. Now time is called just momentarily. Now stepping back in is Waits. He works from deep in the right-handed batter's box. An open stance. A red, really a deep red aluminum bat. The first pitch. High and inside. Leaning out of the way is Waits. Ball 1. Jarbo trying to work out of the jam here. He's got some cushion. A 5-0 lead for the Gems. 4 runs coming across in the bottom of the second. 1 in the bottom of the first. Jarbo, glove up in front of his face. And the pitch. 1-1 becomes 2-1 after fastball inside. Jarbo towing the rubber. Gets the signs from James Mensing doing the catching. The pitch from Jarbo. Called strike 2. A knee-high fastball on the outside half evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are loaded for Noah Jarbo, trying to work out of the jam. He'll step off. Jarbo eyeing in at Mensing. Again, he'll step off. Waits, digs back in. The 2-2 pitch on its way. Up into the air into center field. Cooney Silk working back, and off the wall in center field. He picks it up, firing it in, and it's a 3-run double for Alex Waits. Wipes the base paths clean. Only he remains. A 3-run double out to dead center field off the wall. Cooney Silk had no shot at that one, but he gets it in quickly to keep it to just a double. Kublitz scores, Riella scores, and Parshall scores. Makes it a 5-3 lead for the Gems. In a 2-2 pitch, Waits took it out to center field. And throwing over the top of the head of Pete Bazzini is Noah Jarbo. Ball 1. And now time will be called. Assistant coach Aaron Johnson going out to the mound. No activity really in the Gems bullpen as of yet. Just a conversation on the mound trying to calm down Jarbo, who has good stuff. We've seen it. He's got an unlucky break there. Those are unearned runs. Should be out of the inning. Unfortunately, it's he who committed the error. An error trying to field a bunt right back up to the mound. He moved too quickly, trying to move over to first base and get Colt Parshall out. The very next batter, Zach Well, popped up, and that could have and should have ended the inning. But now it's a 5-3 lead for the Gems atop the Aviators here in Game 2 of the 3-game series here at Kiger Stadium to open up the year for the Gems. Jarbo looks back at second base, now turns and fires. Fastball, strike 1. A belt-high fastball located well on the outside half against Pete Bazzini. Kicking and firing the pitches, Jarbo. That'll be called strike 2 on the outside half. A 1-2 count, 2 outs. Alex Waits out at second base after driving in 3 runs for the Aviators. Jarbo shakes off a sign from Mensing. Shakes it off another. Now he finds one he likes, brings the ball into his glove out in front of his chest. Looks out at second base and fires fastball inside. 2-2 the count. Mensing doing his best job to frame that one up, but it was just a little bit too far inside for Rick Abel, our home plate umpire. Dave Miller out in the field. The first base side of second base. Just the 2 umpires here. The 2-2 pitch will be bounced away. Well outside. Get away from James Mensing. Moving over to third base is Alex Waits. A full count now after the miss, and advancing the runner over to third base. Noah Jarbo looking to get out of this one, let his bats go back to work against Jefferson Gray. Jarbo, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, down goes Pete Bazzini. The damage is done, however. The 3-run double from Alex Waits puts the Aviators on the board. It's a 5-3 lead for the Gems at home. And going to the bottom of the third, it'll be Parrott, Cooney Silk, and Santiago due up.
Hey fans, how would you like to book a company or a family group outing at Kiger Stadium? It is a fun way to get everyone together, socialize, and have a great time. Contact the Gems at 541-883-4367 to book your group or to get more information. Get your group booked now by calling 541-883-GEMS.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires, and Pooley, LLP.
Justin Cooney Silk will be leading things off as Coach Aaron Johnson jogs over to third base. Jefferson Gray out on the mound waiting for the lefty Silk to step in. First pitch bounced. Ball one, leading off the top of the third. And this one will be bounced in on the inside part of the plate and roll to about halfway to the backstop. But Ackerman up quickly to retrieve it. Nelson Santiago in the on-deck circle. He'll flip over the weighted over towards the bat boy. The 2-0 pitch, fastball up high. 3-0 the count on Cooney Silk, who singled his last time up back in the first. And it's a 4-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the third. Easy takes, really, for Cooney Silk, and none of them were close. Starting off low and away outside. In the dirt inside. Then high fastball, and he has himself aboard for the second straight time. That'll bring up Nelson Santiago, who popped out to first base to end the bottom of the first. He sees fastball low and in the dirt on the inside. Nicely blocked by Ackerman. It's a 1-0 count. One runner on, no outs, a 5-3 lead. Fastball well away. Fielding that in the right-handed batter's box is Ackerman, but not in the dirt. So a 2-0 count for Gray. Cooney Silk with his lead at first base. Biazzini covering. And this one is into the air into right field, but Browning right there. Cooney Silk retreats back to first base as Santiago unable to find the barrel of the bat on that one. Put a good swing on it, but couldn't quite get enough lumber on it. That will be out number one. That'll bring up Nick Hermes. He had an infield hit his last time up, a bang play at first base. Quite literally, he and the pitcher Gray collided at first base. Fastball a little bit high on the inside part of the plate. Ball one. Hermes and home plate umpire Rick Abel exchanging a quick word. Gray brings the ball into his glove, working from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside half. Evens the count at 1. 1 on, 1 out. A 5-3 lead for the Gems. The 1-1 pitch to Hermes. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. It's double play depth up the middle with Colt Parshall and Liam Riella, the shortstop and second baseman respectively. Cooney Silk and Hermes have average speed as Hermes sends this one over the top of the press box and into the parking lot behind Kiger Stadium. Beautiful day here in Klamath Falls. Just a slight breeze blowing out to center field, but not a cloud in the sky. Perfect weather for baseball after last night was pretty chilly here in Klamath Falls. The pitch from Gray well outside. Great job by Anchorman to be able to get up out of the squat and glove that one. Makes it a 2-2 count. No activity quite yet for the Aviators. They're going to try and let Gray work out of this wildness he's exhibited thus far. The 2-2 pitch up into the air. Being called off is the pitcher, and Zach Well will make a basket catch about 3 steps off of the mound. In on the hands of Hermes. Ends up popping out. Out number 2. That'll bring up the catcher, James Mensing, with 2 outs and 1 runner on. His last time up, Mensing put a great drive on it into center field. Colin Kublitz was in position, reached up with the glove and ends up watching it hit off the top of the glove, roll to the wall. And on that play, Nick Hermes scored from second base, the 2-2 pitch. Excuse me, the first pitch of the at-bat. Comes a ball 1. And a called strike 1 to even the count at 1. Cooney Silk taking his lead at first base. Driven into the air, and that will be dropped by shortstop Court Parshall. Soft line drive hit him in the heel of the glove, E6. Two runners aboard, 2 outs after the error from Parshall. That will bring up Colin Sinkovich, who hit a big chopper off the top of the mound. Ended up hitting Parshall in the glove, coincidentally, but again lipped out. It's been a rough day for the gloves of the Aviators thus far. This one will be shot up the mound and past the dive of Parshall. Being sent from second base is Cooney Silk. The throw will go and be cut off. And an RBI single for Colin Sinkovich. And the Gems add 1 more on. 6-3 now, gaining 1. They lost in the top half of the inning. A 3-run top of the third for the Aviators, highlighted by Alex Waite's 3-run double. It'll bring up Wes Carswell, who had a 3-run bomb his last time up. Hit it to center field. It's 385 to the wall out in center field. Called strike 1 on Carswell. Ackerman sets up on the outside half. The pitch low on the outside. 1-1 the count. James Mensing at second base. Colin Sinkovich at first. This one will be bounced to shortstop. Parshall on the bat of Carswell. He goes to second base, and that will be the end of the third inning. The Gems grab 1 run. It's a 6-3 lead for Klamath Falls as we go to the 4th here in Geiger Stadium.
Klamath Falls Baseball is brought to you with help from Rogue Credit Union. Rogue Credit Union is committed to actively engaging in the communities we serve. Rogue Credit Union, banking and finance since 1956. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. And Quail Park of Klamath Falls, a senior lifestyle community in Klamath Falls, their experienced and caring team of healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones like they would treat their own families. Thank you for supporting the Klamath Falls Gems.
Fans, if you own a business and would like your brand to be seen at Kiger Field, give the Gems a call at 541-883-4367 and tell them you would like to discuss the most unique and cost-effective marketing opportunity in the area. Call the Gems at 541-883-GEMS.
Noah Jarbo back out on the mound for the Gems. A much shorter rest between appearances out on the mound this time. Last time he had such a long time in between innings, it might have affected the rhythm he was in. But the Gems able to play run, do it pretty quickly. Cooney Silk, who reached via the walk to lead off the bottom of the third, driven in by Colin Sinkovich. And the Aviators should have been out of the inning, but an error by the shortstop, Colt Parshall, hit him right in the heel of the glove, trying to catch a soft line drive in shallow left field. Just a few steps out of the dirt. And then it'll bring up number 18, Jacob DePillo. First pitch from Jarbo, fastball down the middle, strike one. DePillo singled in his first at-bat, was able to sneak it through the left side, past the dive of Colin Sinkovich. Pitch up high from Jarbo, evens the count at 1. As Shade has taken over 3/4 of the infield, working its way out into left field. The first base and second baseman still in the sun, but it's creeping its way. It's a called strike 2. 1-2 the count to lead off the 4th inning. DePillo, big tall guy in the right-handed batter's box, and he gets rung up. Strike 3 looking fastball on the inside part of the plate. That's the second strikeout of the day for Jarbo. He got his first with Pete Bizina looking to end the top of the third. Now he gets Jacob DePillo to strike out to start off the top of the 4th. It brings up the catcher, number 22, Chris Ackerman. He grounded into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play his first time up, and he bunts to the third base side. Jarbo picks it up and fires over to Nelson Santiago, who stays on the bag long enough to get the out. And again, Sinkovich and Jarbo not communicating well, as Sinkovich nearly ran into Jarbo and almost got in the way of the throw. But Jarbo able to go through it unfazed and fire over for out number 2. And a nice play by Santiago, as he had to come towards home plate off the bag, but he was able to stay on long enough and both apply the tag. So he made sure his job was getting done regardless. It's ball 1 to Tanner Browning. He flew out to right field to start off the top of the 3rd. He sends that one back into the net high atop Kiger Stadium. It wraps around from about halfway up the first baseline to halfway up the third baseline, protecting the fans here at Kiger. Jarbo, glove up in front of his face, rocks and fires the 1-1. Fastball up high. 2-1 the count. Rick Abel making sure that everyone knows the count. Looks over to both dugouts and indicates, both verbally and with hand signals, what the count is. It's a 2-1 count, 2 outs, and a called strike on the inside half of the plate. Jarbo, really his only inning with any trouble was that third, the 3-run third for the Aviators, and he should have been out of it. An error extended that inning. Unfortunately, it was he who committed the error. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking. 2 strikeouts, both of them coming looking as he goes 1, 2, 3 through the top of the 4th. He's got 3 strikeouts. And we go to the bottom half of the 4th. For the Gems, it'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters, McKee, Legan, and Parrott due up.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center, from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires & Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much. Taco Bell is proud to support the Klamath Falls Gems. Don't forget to take advantage of the free taco coupon on the back of your Klamath Falls Gems ticket stub. Everyone who comes out to a Klamath Falls Gems game this year can receive a free taco at one of Taco Bell's 2 locations in Klamath Falls. Once again, we'd like to thank Taco Bell for all their support of the Klamath Falls Gems.
As the throw goes down from Ackerman out to second base, it bounces its way into center field as the Gems are on top of the Aviators. 6-3. I'm Nick Winstead. It's the bottom of the fourth. Keone McKee will lead things off. In his first at bat, he was hit by a pitch, stole second, and was driven in by Nolan Legan. Second time up, he flew out to right field. And his third at bat starts with a swing on and underneath the glove of the dive of Zach Well at third base. It's right off the grass underneath his glove, and a leadoff single for Keone McKee has continued to put up a lot of good numbers in the 2-hole for the Gems, setting the table for guys like Nolan Legan, the bigger bats. Legan steps in. He's 1 for 2. He had a single through the right side his first time up, then struck out. And the throw down will not be in time. Stealing the bag cleanly is Keone McKee. Supposed to be a hit and run, looks like, as Legan waved at that one, trying to protect his runner as much as possible, knowing he wasn't going to get solid contact there. But McKee, with such speed, is at second base safely, his second stolen base of the game. He puts himself into scoring position. The 0-1 count will be bounced in on the pitch, almost going through the legs of Chris Ackerman. A 1-1 count now for Nolan Legan. Hitting from the right side, a slightly open stance. Ackerman sets up on the outside half. The 1-1 pitch will be ground over to shortstop Pershall. Fields it on the backhand. A long throw in time. First baseman Biazzini dropped it after Legan ran through the bag. The field umpire Dave Miller indicated to everyone that Legan is out. But advancing the runner over to third base is Legan. That'll bring up Jake Parrott. Jacob Parrott, 0 for 2 tonight. A ground out and a strikeout. A big bat for the Gems. And with that, he grounds it through the left side. An RBI single for Jacob Parrott. And that's back-to-back at bats where he's swinging on the first pitch. Last time it was a ground out to third base. This time he sneaks it through the left side for his first RBI of the year. A 7-3 lead, for the Gems. That'll bring up Justin Cooney-Silk, who led off the bottom of the third by drawing a 4-pitch walk. The kick and fire well outside. Ball 1. And in Cooney-Silk's at bat, none of the pitches were close. And this one following suit, perhaps Gray not feeling comfortable pitching to lefties, has looked just fine against righties, putting the ball in the zone, letting the Gems put it into play, trying to let his defense do the work. The 1-0 will be a called strike on the outside half, evening the count at 1 against the Gem center fielder Cooney-Silk, who was 1 for 1 with a single back in the first in that walk in which he scored a run. Swung on in the air, and that'll be into center field. Kublitz watches that one into his glove and gets it in quickly. Out number 2. A line drive into center field. And that'll bring up Nelson Santiago, who lined out to right field in his second at bat. He's 0 for 2, looking for his first hit on the day. Jacob Parrott stands aboard first base after driving in Keone McKee from third base. This one will be grounded to the Gems dugout, reaching out and snagging it over the top of the fence is Alex Alvarado Jr. Gray kicks and fires. Fastball low and inside. 1-1 the count now on Nelson Santiago, the first baseman for the Gems. The pitch up and out of play over the top of the overhang. Strike two, a 1-2 count. 2 outs, 1 runner on, 1 run already crossed for Klamath Falls. 7-3 lead for the Gems. Here at home, trying to get their first home win of the year. Breaking ball outside, 2-2 the count. They lost the home opener last night to these same Aviators. Drew Stahl through a complete game. 7-0 shutout of the Gems. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three, swinging down goes Nelson Santiago. That will end the 4th inning of play. The Gems tack on one more. 7-0. Klamath Falls on top of Atwater.
Attention parents and kids, the Gems coaches and players will be conducting a baseball camp June 22nd through June 24th, as well as July 20th through July 22nd for players age 5 through 16. You will get an outstanding instruction in pitching, hitting, infield, outfield, base running, and much more. The cost is just $45 per camper and will be held at the home of the Gems, Kiger Stadium. For more information, log on to KlamathFallsGems.com and go to camp registration. Learn from the very best players, your Klamath Falls Gems.
The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires and Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much.
A 7-3 lead for the Gems at home. I'm Nick Winstead. You're listening to Gems Radio. As a throw goes down to second base from James Mensing. Played off of one bounce by Keone McKee behind second base. Noah Jarbo went 1-2-3 in the top of the 4th. Strikeout looking. Bunt attempt. Strikeout looking. A very effective inning for Jarbo after a long 3rd. He'd like another short inning here. The pitch will be grounded foul down the 3rd baseline. Big chopper. Strike one for the for the center fielder for the Aviators, Colin Kublitz. Jarbo nods in agreement with Mensing, the 0-1. Fastball low and away. Nice backhand glove work by Mensing. It's a 1-1 count to lead off the 5th. Kicking and firing is Jarbo. Big chopper back up the middle. Keone McKee driving in on it. Cannot get it with his glove. That'll go up and through the middle for a leadoff single out into center field. Cooney Silk gets it back in quickly. But Colin Kublitz is aboard for the 2nd time today. His last time up, he ended up placing a bunt perfectly down the 3rd baseline. This time he rips it up the middle. He puts himself aboard for the top of the order for the Aviators. It's number 15 and leadoff hitter Liam Rella, the 2nd baseman. Jarbo working from the stretch, peeks over, and the runner will go. Fastball outside. Mensing throw down, not in time. In standing up is Kublitz. Good speed from the center fielder, and he displays it there. He puts himself in scoring position on one pitch. Looks like it was supposed to be a hit and run. That will, Kublitz will be ruled as an error on Keone McKee. The 0-1 will run well outside. 1-1 they count now. Jarbo working from the first base side. Shade has taken over 3/4 of the infield, still fighting the good fight over on the first base side. A little bit of sun. Wes Carswell, the only player really in sun. Nelson Santiago is shaded by the stands on the first base side as it moves to a 1-2 count on number 15 and Liam Reala. Jarbo steps off as Colin Kublitz was sent back to the bag. Out at second base, he reached on what is ruled an error. It was a tough play, but a makeable play by McKee. Hit his glove as he charged in on it. And Jarbo will again step off. Didn't quite see the sign from Mensing, it looks like, as he asks for it again. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball way outside. Nice job by Mensing to lean out over to his left and grab it with the glove. Keep it from going to the backstop, keeping Kublitz at second base. Still no outs. It's a 2-2 count for the leadoff hitter, Riella. A 7-3 lead for the Klamath Falls Gems here at home. The second game at home. The 2-2 pitch again outside. 3-2 the count. Gems come into this game 1-4 in conference, 1-5 overall. An opening season loss to the Alameda Merchants down in Alameda, California. As Jarbo shakes off a sign and will take a quick trip off the mound behind the dirt. Now step back. A little bit frustrated, showing on his face. No activity in the bullpen for the Gems. Not really a dangerous situation just quite yet. It's a full count. The payoff pitch will be well outside on the fastball from Jarbo. A full count walk drawn by Liam Riella. First walk since the second. And with that, a slow trot being made out to the mound by assistant coach Aaron Johnson. Coach Johnson trying to calm down Jarbo as Adrian Santiago's trying to run around over there. Maybe he's trying to get warmed up, but he's not in the bullpen just quite yet. The Gems bullpen located on the right field side, well up and right up against the wall. The bullpen bench out there past the party deck. A couple of fans out there. As Coach Johnson will now make his way back over towards the dugout. And he makes sure not to step on the chalk, a long step. He'll work his way back into the dugout. 2 runners on, no outs, an error and a walk, putting those 2 runners aboard for the Aviators. They trail the Gems by a score of 7-3. And Jarbo trying to shake off the walk. First pitch fastball up high, ball 1. As Colt Parshall is at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He flew out and reached on an error. That error committed by Jarbo. Extended the inning and ended up leading eventually to a 3-run doubles. This one high into the air into left field. Jacob Parrott on the move. Jacob Parrott makes the play, spins around, throws to the cutoff man McKee. McKee to Sinkovich. It'll get past Sinkovich, but backing it up is Noah Jarbo. So a good play by Jarbo to be in the right position. Parrott had a long run. He was able to get there and spun around and fired. They might have had a chance at getting the speedy Kublitz at third base with a better throw from McKee. Advancing on the throw is Riella. So 2 runners in scoring position, just 1 out after the fly out to left field. That'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Zach Well, who is lined out and popped out. His first at-bat, lined a laser to the third base side. He popped up on the infield his next time up with the bases loaded. First pitch ball fired in from Noah Jarbo. Jarbo with the glove on his front hip will step off. Adjusts his hat, takes a deep breath. Steps back on. He works from the first base side of the rubber. Looking down. Well, now over to Kublitz at third base. Turns and fires the 1-0. That will Big getaway from Mensing, flip to the plate, not in time. Kublitz is in standing up on the pass ball. A 7-4 lead now for the Gems after Kublitz scores, and advancing over to third base on the pass ball is Riehela. A couple of back-to-back unfortunate series of events for the Gems there. An error pass ball. A 2-0. Up and over the top of the press box. Strike one, a 2-1 count. The press box located atop the overhang here at Kiger Stadium. Some of the players, coaches coming up here and saying that they don't like this feeling at all. Feels like they're almost too far out. But a great view up here. Get to see everything, all the action. Runner at third base, 1 out, a 2-1 count. Zach Well at the plate. Up and in the air on the first base side. Santiago rushing after it, and the first baseman watches it hit off the top of the Gems dugout. Strike two. The home plate umpire asks for a couple of baseballs. A pair of bat boys in service tonight for the Gems, as Nolan Legan will hand him off to the bat boy. He gets his own seat in the dugout. It's a 2-2 count, 1 out. Runner at third base. The pitch from Jarbo. Up and into the screen. Rolls its way up to the top of the screen, right about 3 feet from me. Sends its way back onto the field. Remains a 2-2 count. A 7-4 lead. 3 runs came across for the Aviators in the top of the third. And now they've tacked on one more, trying to battle their way back into this one as Jarbo will step off once again. Taking his time, making sure he's got the right pitch that he wants. James Mensing down in a squat, giving the signs. Nods in agreement with Mensing, brings the ball into his glove at the chest. The 2-2 pitch. Into the air into right center field. Hermes will catch it. Tagging up from third base is Riehela, and a throw not in time. Sliding in safely is Riehela on the sacrifice fly from Zach Well. Not placed deeply into right field, but even with a great throw from Hermes, which it was, it short hopped the plate just barely. So good arm out in right field for certain, but not good enough to beat the speed of the leadoff hitter Riehela. 2 runs across in the 5th, still just 2 outs after that sacrifice fly. That'll bring up Alex Waits, and he first pitch lined right back up the middle into center field. Waiting no time to get back-to-back hits. It was Waits who had that 3-run double to get the Aviators on the board. Now he extends the inning. It'll bring up number 17, Pete Bazzini. Bazzini 0 for 2, a flyout and a strikeout. As he steps up to the plate, a couple of pigeons fly across the front of the press box and make their way down into the overhang underneath the third base side. Runner goes. The throw from Mensing. Knocked down by Carswell, is over on the first base side of second base. Another stolen base this inning for the Aviators. It was Colin Kublitz who got the first, and now Alex Waits with the second. Good speed in the outfield for the Aviators with the center fielder and now the left fielder swiping bags. It's a 1-0 count for Alex Waits. No Jarbo. With 2 outs, trying to get that third here, keep it to just a 1 mistake inning. Moves to a 1-1 count on the first baseman, Bazzini. Colin Kublitz led off the inning with an error, and he would come around to score. Liam Riehela walked. He came in to score after a pass ball and a sacrifice fly. 2-1 the count now after a miss on the outside edge from Jarbo. Jarbo threw 4 2/3 innings thus far, but this one, as well as the third, have been longer innings. He went 1, 2, 3 through the fourth. Just trying to get out of it now, the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 2. Mensing doing a nice job of framing that pitch. His right leg extended all the way out, getting down low. It's a 2-2 count now. 1 strike away from getting out of it. Runner in scoring position, Alex waits. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 swinging. Down goes Pete Pizzini. He's 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. It's the 4th strikeout of the game for Noah Jarbo. 2 runs do come across for the Aviators. It's a 7-5 lead for Klamath Falls as we go to the bottom half of the 5th. It'll be Nick Hermes, James Mensing, and Colin Sinkovich due up.
Klamath Falls Baseball is brought to you with help from Rogue Credit Union. Rogue Credit Union is committed to actively engaging in the communities we serve. Rogue Credit Union, banking and finance since 1956. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. And Quail Park of Klamath Falls, a senior lifestyle community in Klamath Falls. Their experienced and caring team of healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones like they would treat their own families. Thank you for supporting the Klamath Falls Gems.
Fans, if you own a business and would like your brand to be seen at Kiger Field, give the Gems a call at 541-883-4367 and tell them you would like to discuss the most unique and cost-effective marketing opportunity in the area. Call the Gems at 541-883-GEMS. Hey fans, how would you like to book a company or a family group outing at Kiger Stadium? It is a fun way to get everyone together, socialize, and have a great time. Contact the Gems at 541-883-4367 to book your group or to get more information. Get your group booked now by calling 541-883-GEMS.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975.
Nick Hermes at the plate. First pitch down low for ball 1. An open stance hitting in the left-handed batter's box. Driven high into the air into center field. Kublitz working over towards his right. Puts the glove up in front of his face and catches it for out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher, James Mensing, who has reached on a pair of errors today. 0 for 2 after 2 good swings of the bat. His first one well barreled up out into center field. And end up bringing in a run. And the next time up, he soft line drive. And this one down the left field line. Taking a big turn. And misplaying it out in left field is Luke Miller. And that allows it to be James Mensing at second base. That'll probably go down as a single and an error. That'll bring up Colin Sinkovich. Sinkovich is 2 for 2 with an RBI. As James Mensing starts it out. No time at all being wasted. First pitch swinging. Sinkovich watches the first pitch in. Fastball strike 1. The 0-1 will be inside. Sinkovich trying to leave his left arm out there as long as possible, trying to grab a piece of that one, but no luck there. 1-1 the count. Fastball outside, ball 2. A 2-1 count as there is some activity in the Aviators bullpen. Jefferson Gray working in now his 5th inning out on the mound. Bounced in behind the left-handed batter's box, is sliding over and grabbing it is Ackerman. It's a 3-1 count now to the 9-hole hitter Sinkovich. The pitch Strike called. Runs the count full. And being rung up, strike three looking is Sinkovich. Battling back is Jefferson Gray. Gets the strikeout, his second out of the inning, but out at second base is James Mensing. That'll bring up Wes Carswell, the leadoff hitter for the Gems. He's 1 for 3, but that one hit is a 3-run blast to center field. It's a 7-5 lead for the Gems. He sees first pitch strike. The 0-1, low and outside, ball one. Jefferson Gray, glove up in front of his face, working from the stretch. The 0-1 will get away momentarily from Ackerman. He's very quick behind the plate when something gets past him, regardless if there's a man on base or not. It's a 2-1 count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1 pitch, called strike 2. Wes Carswell watched the breaking ball in for strike 2. Gems trying to keep their bats active after they watched 2 runs come across in the top half of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch. Nice protect swing from Carswell. Sends it high up atop the net that wraps around the home plate area. Number 11, Isaiah Engman, went and retrieved that one. He and Kyle Barrett getting the day off from their typical starting roles. The 2-2 pitch will be sent over to the third baseman, well driving in, throwing it, and getting the out. A 5-3 put out. The Gems strand James Mensing at second base. It is a 7-5 lead for Klamath Falls as we go to the 6th inning. I'm Nick Winstead, and this is Klamath Falls Radio.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family-owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires and Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much. Taco Bell is proud to support the Klamath Falls Gems. Don't forget to take advantage of the free taco coupon on the back of your Klamath Falls Gems ticket stub. Everyone who comes out to a Klamath Falls Gems game this year can receive a free taco at one of Taco Bell's 2 locations in Klamath Falls. Once again, we'd like to thank Taco Bell for all their support of the Klamath Falls Gems.
New man out on the mound for the Gems, number 33, Dakota Windell. Dakota, the 5'11" right-handed pitcher. A Yakima Valley Yak. Freshman who calls Boise, Idaho home. A string of guys just coming in now for the Gems after they've completing their tournament play, the Northwestern Athletic Conference, and the Yaks actually became the champions of the NWAC. As he is announced by both the public address announcer and the home plate umpire, making sure that everybody's got the correct substitutions in. Wendell, second team 2016 All-NWAC. He was also on the NWAC All-Tournament team. A pair of Guys from the Yaks coming in late. He and Isaac Mitchum, both of those guys made the All-NWAC tournament team. And a quick conversation out on the mound between Mensing, McKee, and Wendell. Noah Jarbo finishes the game after 5 strong innings. He gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, only 4 of which were earned. Two walks and 4 strikeouts. Wendell, his first pitch as a gem on its way. Fastball inside. Jacob DePillo at the plate leading off. The top of the 6th. Big leg kick, fastball, tapped foul off the, looks like the right shoulder of Mensing, but he's unfazed. It's a 1-1 count. Mensing electing to use the hockey style catcher's mask as opposed to the old school type that very few catchers elect to use still. The home plate umpire electing to use one of those old school masks, but more and more guys you see with that hockey style catcher mask as it pitches down low. 2-1 the count. Glove up in front of the face of Wendell. Drops it down to the belt, kicks and fires over to the third baseman Sinkovich. Long throw to Santiago, but well in time. Good arm on the third baseman Sinkovich, and it got over to him so quickly he was able to take his time. A 5-3 putout. That'll bring up number 22, Chris Ackerman, who is 0 for 2 today. He grounded into a 6-4-3 inning ending double play back in the top of the 2nd, and he tried to bunt for a hit. Ended up being thrown out by Noah Jarbo. Wendell shakes off the sign, gets one he likes, drops, kicks, and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Wendell moving pace he determines. It's a very quick one. 0-2, another swing and a miss from Ackerman. He works from the third base side of the rubber initially, then he moves back over into the middle by the time his windup is finished. And checking his swing on the appeal. He went around and tagging out. Chris Ackerman is James Mensing after the delay because it was in the dirt. A anticlimactic finish to that at bat for Chris Ackerman, but he goes down 1-2-3. Finished with a 2-3 put out, the first strikeout of the game for Wendell, the 5th strikeout overall for the Gems. That'll bring up number 20, Tanner Browning, the right fielder. First pitch called strike 1. Fastball down the middle, about belt high on the right fielder Browning. The 0-1 pitch, up and out of play over the top of Geiger Stadium. Strike 2. Slight breeze out to center field. Now just one bit of sun still on the infield. The 0-2 pitch, fastball up high. 1-2 the count as Browning tried to get out of the way of that one. Bouncing it in front of the plate now by Wendell, trying to get Browning to chase, but he's not taking the bait. Nice block by Mensing behind the dish. As the home plate umpire indicates he needs some fresh baseballs over towards the bat boy for the Gems. Dropping the mitt and kicking and firing the 2-2 pitch is Wendell again low and away. It's worked to a 3-2 count, running the count full. As Tanner Browning, by not whiffing at any of those pitches outside the zone, he's going to force Wendell to bring one in. Glove up in front of the face. The payoff pitch. And watching it bounce in to James Mensing, ball 4. First walk of the game coming after the first strikeout of the game for Dakota Wendell. And puts a runner on with 2 outs for Colin Kublitz, who has reached base safely twice today. Once on a bunt for a hit, next time up an error. Runner goes. Mensing allows one runner to advance. Defensive indifference, allowing Browning over to second base. Just making sure that he had that one. By the time he popped up, he realized, I'll let that one go. Colin Kublitz ahead in the count, 1-0. 2 outs, runner at second base, kicking and firing. Breaking ball low on the inside part of the plate, 2-0 the count. Having to hop up just a little bit. Grab that one is Wendell. He's on the third base side of the river, working from the stretch now. Sets at the chest, deep breath, looks back at second base, will kick and turn around to second base and applying the tag and getting him at second base. Keone McKee falling down, applies the tag, and out there on a sprint is Coach Pedretti, arguing with the field umpire Dave Miller. Could not believe the call. They're out there, but the Gems defense is already back in the dugout. They're getting ready to hit, and following suit are the Aviators defense. They're going out on the field. So we'll take a quick break here. It is a 7-5 lead for Klamath Falls. I'm Nick Winstead, and this is Gems Radio.
Klamath Falls Baseball is brought to you with help from Rogue Credit Union. Rogue Credit Union is committed to actively engaging in the communities we serve. Rogue Credit Union, banking and finance since 1956. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. And Quail Park of Klamath Falls, a senior lifestyle community in Klamath Falls, their experienced and caring team of healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones like they would treat their own families. Thank you for supporting the Klamath Falls Gems.
Fans, if you own a business and would like your brand to be seen at Kiger Field, give the Gems a call at 541-883-4367 and tell them you would like to discuss the most unique and cost-effective marketing opportunity in the area. Call the Gems at 541-883-GEMS. Attention parents and kids, the Gems coaches and players will be conducting a baseball camp June 22nd through June 24th, as well as July 20th through July 22nd for players age 5 through 16. You will get an outstanding instruction in pitching, hitting, infield, outfield, base running, and much more. The cost is just $45 per camper and will be held at the home of the Gems, Kiger Stadium. For more information, log on to KlamathFallsGems.com and go to camp registration. Learn from the very best players, your Klamath Falls Gems.
And Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires and Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much.
New man out on the mound for the Aviators, number 9, Jack Gantar, a big righty taking over for Jefferson Gray. It's Keone McKee at the plate. After some heated conversation between Coach Pedretti and the field umpire, and the home plate umpire went out there as well after that pickoff play that McKee was able to execute. Showing bunt, pulling back, strike one on McKee. McKee had a productive day at the plate. He was hit by a pitch, flew out, and had a single, but he scored twice. Both times he's been aboard, and both times he's been aboard, he's stolen a bag. It's a 1-1 count. The pitch, fastball up high, going around, strike two. It's a sidearm approach from number 9, Jack Garnett. Drops below the belt, leans over and fires. Big chopper back up the middle over to the second baseman. Riella fires to first base in time. Out number 1. The Gems have seen this kind of pitching before, but never at the dish as a team. Brian Hathaway, number 44, the big tall right-hander, has a very similar deliveries. He works from the third base side of the rubber, whereas Garnett works from the first base side, but the approach is the same. In on right-handed hitters, it's coming right at you and into the zone. Nolan Legan comes to the plate, and the first pitch of his at-bat, he takes for strike one. A knee-high fastball from Garnett. Setting below the belt, over to his right, and a big swing and a miss, strike two. An 0-2 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. A 7-5 lead as it stands now for Klamath Falls. They were able to plate those runs in the first 3 innings, and tacking on one more in the 4th as this one is driven high into the air into right center field. Browning running after it, off of his glove. Legan rushing towards second base. It'll be a stand-up double for Nolan Legan. And again, a misplay in the outfield. Tanner Browning, Colin Kublitz, and Luke Miller have all made mistakes in the outfield, and an error will be charged at Tanner Browning, as that definitely should have been caught, but Legan takes advantage. He's got himself out at second base. Each outfielder has an error. A rare sight, but the Gems will try and take advantage. 1 out, runner on second base is Jacob Parrott at the plate. First pitch swinging, strike 1. It's a tough guy to time up, Jack Garnett, because you don't really see this approach too often. Coming in on right-handed hitters, Parrott has backed off the plate appropriately to give himself a little bit more time. The 0-1, another big swing and another miss, strike 2. Parrott, the University of Oregon Duck to be, steps back in after a quick step outside of the box, trying to collect himself. He's down 0-2. The pitch will be sent back into the fence. He lives to see another pitch. He going without batting gloves. Texas strong, I guess you could call that. Look back at second base to Legan, the 0-2 pitch. And again, sent back to the backstop on a line from Parrott. The more pitches he sees, each time he's getting closer and closer. And with his sort of power, definitely not somebody you want to be given extra opportunities. It's an 0-2 count, 1 out, runner at second base. The pitch. Tapped into the glove, strike 3. Down goes Jacob Parrott. He is now 1 for 4 today. A pair of strikeouts, a ground out, and an RBI single. That'll bring up Justin Cooney-Silk, the center fielder for the Gems this afternoon, working its way into the evening now at 8:25 here in Klamath Falls. But still plenty of sun. The lights just beginning to turn on here at Kiger Stadium. Nolan Legan out at second base after the error in right field by Browning. First pitch called strike off the outside half of the plate. Cooney-Silk, left-handed hitting center fielder. White batting gloves, closed off stance. The pitch. And a ball, almost the same location, but called the ball this time by Rick Abel, our home plate umpire. It's a 1-1 count, 2 outs, a 7-5 lead for Klamath Falls. The pitch, and that will be ripped down the right field line. Fair ball, kicks off the fence. Browning has to retreat to get it. Legan in from second base, and a stand-up double from Cooney-Silk. Laced that down the line just a couple of inches. Time is called as Cooney-Silk hands off his various armaments, if you will. His elbow guard, his shin guard. But it's well worth the delay because it is now an 8-5 lead for Klamath Falls. Nolan Legan driven in from second base on the double down the right field line from Cooney-Silk. That'll bring up another lefty, Nelson Santiago, and that pitch is well outside of the lefty. In the right-handed batter's box, Chris Ackerman having to get out of the squat quickly. He realized that one had no shot. It's a 1-0 count, 2 outs, 8-5 lead for the Gems. The pitch Fastball low on the outside half. 2-0 the count. Setting below the belt. And firing. Up and into the air into left field, and this one will drop in front of Luke Miller. Being sent from second base is Cooney Silk. The throw will be past the third baseman. The throw down to second base now, not in time. It lips off the glove of Riella, and being backed up is Kublitz. And another solid swing of the bat from a lefty. This time, Santiago goes opposite field, drops in front of Luke Miller, and now the Gems are on top 9-5. Santiago ends up at second base, a single for Santiago driving in the run. He advances to second base on the throw. That'll bring up another lefty, Nick Hermes. It's 3 straight lefties for the Gems, and they've been productive at bats the first 2. Both times the batter ended up at second base. First pitch, ball low. 1-0 count for Hermes, who is 1 for 3 today. An infield hit, a pop out, and a fly out. And off the handle of the bat, over to shortstop. A long throw in time. Hermes charging through, but not in time. A 6-3 putout ends the 6th, but a pair of runs come across for the Gems. A 9-5 lead over the Aviators as we go to the 7th.
Hey fans, how would you like to book a company or a family group outing at Kiger Stadium? It is a fun way to get everyone together, socialize, and have a great time. Contact the Gems at 541-883-4367 to book your group or to get more information. Get your group booked now by calling 541-883-GEMS.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you.
Dakota Wendell with a little bit more cushion now. 4-run advantage for the Gems, trying to pick up their first win at home. After being shut out 7-0 over those 9 frames by Drew Stahl. Complete game shutout. The Gems have uncorked 9 runs here. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 more in the fourth, and now tacking on 2 more in the 6th. That 4-run second inning, catalyst of which was a 3-run home run from Wes Carswell. Up at the plate now for the Aviators, it's number 5, Colin Kublitz, who whiffs at a pitch outside. Strike 1. Kublitz was at bat when Tanner Browning was picked off at second base. The 0-1 runs well outside, 1-1 the count. It was in a 2-0 count that happened, and Kublitz probably none too pleased that he got the bat taken out of his hand with a runner in scoring position, but getting greedy on the base paths was Browning. Breaking ball called strike 2, drawing some groans from the Aviators dugout, located on the third base side, as now all of Kiger Stadium and Clem Bradbury Field is enveloped in shadows. It's tapped foul off of Mensing. A 1-2 count. Kublitz takes a deep breath, staring at his bat, takes a half swing before stepping back in. Meanwhile, Wendell is taking a trip around the mound. It's a 1-2 count as the wind begins to blow from left field to center field. Big kick, the 1-2 will be laced down the left field line past the dive of Sinkovich, rolling all the way to the corner. Kublitz into second base, a strong throw from Parrott. Keeps it at a double, but down 1-2 in the count. Kublitz unloads down the left field line, and he's got himself a stand-up double to start off the 7th. A 4-run deficit trying to be sparked. A comeback for the Aviators. Kublitz will again put himself aboard for the top of the order. That is the 3rd time today. And as many at-bats as he's put himself aboard for the top of the order. Number 15, Liam Riella, comes to the plate. First pitch, strike called. Wendell eyeing back at Kublitz, a long look. Kublitz working from the stretch now, has to shorten up his big leg kick. The 0-1 up into the air into left field. Parrott takes a couple steps back, now will jog in and watch it into his glove. Bluffing the tag is Kublitz. They saw the cannon of Parrott. They're not going to try and test that. And out number 1 recorded. That'll bring up Colt Parshall. Colt is 0 for 3 today. He reached on an error and scored a run in the 3rd, and a 3-run 3rd for the Aviators. A 3-run double from Alex Waits, clearing the bases. They were able to tack 2 more on in the 5th, piecemealing a couple of runs in. Sac fly and a pass ball called strike 1 on Parshall. 0-1 the count. The lights are on here at Kiger Stadium as the sun beginning to make its way out of Oregon. So still some sun out on the mountains behind, and now caught in the rundown. A throw down, and Sinkovich tags out Colin Kublitz. Again, the Aviators getting greedy on the base paths and getting caught because of it. And we go down as a pickoff. And now 2 outs for Colt Parshall at the plate. Fastball low. More ball. A 1-1 count. Wendell back from the windup after the pickoff. The 1-1 low, 2-1 the count. Two outs here in the top of the 7th. Colin Kublitz, his double mounting to nothing after he gets caught in the rundown. Colt Parshall now down to his last strike of the at-bat. A 2-2 count, 2 outs. The Aviators trail by 4. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3 swinging. Second strikeout of the game for Wendell. And after the double, nothing comes of it for the Aviators. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Still a 4-run lead for the Gems. Due up for Klamath Falls, it'll be James Mensing, Colin Sinkovich, and Wes Carswell.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Holiday Jewelry, family owned since 1975, setting the standard for quality and service in Klamath Falls community since the beginning. And Klamath Eye Center, your complete eye care center from comprehensive eye exams to surgery and even our optical dispensary. Without these sponsors, nothing is possible. Thank you. The Klamath Falls Gems would like to send their thanks to Russ, Spires and Pooley, LLP, Avista, Herald and News, and Henry's Roofing and Supply for sponsoring the 2016 season. Thank you so much. Taco Bell is proud to support the Klamath Falls Gems. Don't forget to take advantage of the free taco coupon on the back of your Klamath Falls Gems ticket stub. Everyone who comes out to a Klamath Falls Gems game this year can receive a free taco at one of Taco Bell's 2 locations in Klamath Falls. Once again, we'd like to thank Taco Bell for all their support of the Klamath Falls Gems. Klamath Falls Baseball is brought to you with help from Rogue Credit Union. Rogue Credit Union is committed to actively engaging in the communities we serve. Rogue Credit Union, banking and finance since 1956. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. And Quail Park of Klamath Falls, a senior lifestyle community in Klamath Falls, their experienced and caring team of healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones like they would treat their own families. Thank you for supporting the Klamath Falls Gems.
Fans, if you own a business and would like your brand to be seen at Kiger Field, give the Gems a call at 541-883-4367 and tell them you would like to discuss the most unique and cost-effective marketing opportunity in the area. Call the Gems at 541-883-GEMS.
Trey Reednor out on the mound now. The lefty taking over for James Ganter, and James Mensing sees first pitch strike. An over-the-top delivery for the lefty. He works from the first base side of the rubber. One and one the count now after a fastball outside from the big lefty. Reednor making his fourth appearance on the year, has thrown 6 innings, given up 3 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which are earned, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts, an ERA of 9. Big cut from James Mensing. Comes up empty. A 1-2 count now as the Gems are on top by a score of 9-5. Mensing takes a deep breath. He's got black sleeves on both arms here as the night begins to get a little bit chilly in Klamath Falls. The 1-2 pitch low. 2-2 the count. As I was mentioning earlier in the broadcast, really we've seen a little bit of everything here in Klamath Falls. In the first week we were here practicing, it was extremely hot, getting up to high 90s. We go down to Reno, having to play in